She thought it was just exhaustion from a tough week at work, a tight feeling in her neck, a little brain fog. But within a few hours, she was cancelling dinner plans, turning off all the lights, and just praying for silence. Meet Sarah, a 34-year-old graphic designer. She's healthy, active, and keeps a diary to track her headaches, but they still show up, seemingly out of nowhere, stealing days of her life. She's already given up chocolate and strong cheese, but the attacks keep coming. It's a question I get asked all the time as a doctor. I'm doing everything right. Why am I still getting migraines? What if the real triggers are hiding in plain sight, in habits you don't even think twice about? By the end of this video, you will know about 10 of the most common hidden triggers, understand the science behind them, and learn practical strategies to help you take back control. Stick around to the end where we'll also discuss the surprising link between managing migraines and your long-term brain health. So hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Before we dive in, let's be clear, a migraine is not just a headache. It's a complex neurological disorder. It involves your nervous system and your blood vessels, and the pain is often just one part of it. Many people also experience nausea, extreme sensitivity to light and sound, dizziness, or even visual disturbances called an aura. The real frustration for many is that it's an invisible illness. On the outside, you might look fine, which means the huge impact it has on your life is often underestimated. This can lead to a desperate and often lonely search for answers. Many of my patients feel like their lives are dictated by the fear of the next attack. But understanding the why behind your migraines is the first and most critical step toward prevention. While genetics play a part, your daily habits and environment have an enormous role. And that's where we're going to focus today, shining a light on the subtle factors that might be part of your pain cycle and giving you the tools to break it. Now, let's get to the heart of the matter. We're going to count down 10 of the most common, yet frequently hidden, migraine triggers. As we go through them, comment below if any are familiar to you. Trigger number 10. Sleep irregularity, too much or too little. We all know a lack of sleep can trigger a headache, but many don't realize that oversleeping, like you might on a weekend, can be just as bad. Any big change from your normal sleep routine can be a problem. Here's why. Your brain, and a specific part of it called the hypothalamus, loves consistency. The hypothalamus helps control both your sleep cycle and how you perceive pain. When your sleep schedule is all over the place, it messes with key brain chemicals like serotonin, which helps manage pain. Your brain gets confused, its pain thresholds can lower, and that can set the stage for a migraine. The solution is simple, but it takes discipline. Aim for a consistent 7 to 9 hours of sleep. More importantly, try to go to bed and wake up around the same time every day. Yes, even on weekends. This consistency is your greatest ally. Trigger number 9, the letdown headache. Stress is a trigger for up to 80% of sufferers. But the hidden trigger isn't always the stress itself, it's the period of relaxation after a stressful event. Have you ever pushed through a frantic week only to get a pounding migraine on Saturday morning? That's a letdown headache. During stress, your body releases a hormone called cortisol, which helps you cope and can even reduce pain. But once the stress is over, your cortisol levels drop sharply. Researchers believe this sudden drop can trigger a migraine. In fact, one study found that the risk of a migraine attack was significantly higher in the hours following a drop in stress. So how do you avoid getting punished for finally relaxing? The key is a gradual off-ramp from stress. Instead of going from 100 to 0, try some light, relaxing activities like a gentle walk or listening to calm music. Daily stress management, like deep breathing or meditation, can also help keep your cortisol levels from spiking so dramatically in the first place, making that letdown much less severe. Trigger number 8, skipping meals or fasting. In our busy lives, it's easy to skip breakfast or work through lunch. But for a person prone to migraines, the resulting dip in blood sugar is a major, often overlooked trigger. Your brain uses a lot of energy, mainly from glucose. When your blood sugar drops, your brain can panic. This can activate the main nerve pathway involved in migraine pain, the trigeminal nerve, and release inflammatory substances that lead directly to that throbbing pain. The strategy here is all about keeping your blood sugar stable. Eat regular meals and snacks every 3 to 4 hours. Keep healthy snacks like almonds, a piece of fruit, or a yogurt in your bag or at your desk. The goal is to avoid those big energy dips and keep your brain calm and well fed. Trigger number 7, silent dehydration. This is one of the simplest triggers, and it's so easy to miss. You don't have to be running a marathon to get dehydrated. Even a small fluid deficit can be enough to start a migraine. When you're dehydrated, your blood volume can decrease slightly, which may mean a little less blood and oxygen gets to your brain. This can irritate the sensitive tissues surrounding your brain, leading to a headache that can escalate into a full-blown migraine. The fix is straightforward. Stay hydrated. Aim for at least 6 to 8 glasses of water a day. A good rule of thumb is to check your urine color. It should be pale yellow. If it's dark, you need to drink more. Don't wait until you feel thirsty. By then, you're already on your way to being dehydrated. Trigger number 6, the caffeine paradox. Caffeine is complicated. It's a double-edged sword. A small amount of caffeine can actually help stop a migraine, which is why it's in many headache medications. It helps constrict blood vessels and makes pain relievers more effective. However, both too much caffeine and, more commonly, caffeine withdrawal are powerful triggers. If you drink coffee every day, your body gets used to it. If you miss your morning cup or have it later than usual, your blood vessels can expand, triggering a classic withdrawal headache that can quickly turn into a migraine. The key is consistency. If you drink caffeine, try to have a modest amount, around 1 to 2 cups a day, at the same time each morning. If you want to quit, do it slowly over a week or two to avoid the shock of withdrawal. Trigger number 5, alcohol, but it's complicated. Alcohol, especially red wine, has long been blamed as a major migraine trigger. For some people, it absolutely is. The reasons are clear. Alcohol can lead to dehydration, our trigger number 7. It causes blood vessels to widen, and it can impact brain chemicals. But here's the tricky part. Just like we can't always tell if a chest infection is viral or bacterial from symptoms alone, the link between alcohol and migraine isn't as clear-cut as we once thought. While some older studies suggested a high risk, a recent large 2025 study found that for most people, moderate alcohol intake does not trigger migraines and in some cases was even associated with a lower risk. The bottom line, this is highly individual. If you know alcohol is a trigger for you, then avoidance is the best strategy. If you're not sure, pay close attention. If you do drink, do it in moderation. Have a glass of water for every alcoholic drink to counter dehydration, and never drink on an empty stomach. Trigger number 4. Invisible sense, osmophobia. Have you ever gotten an instant headache walking through a department store's perfume section? That heightened sensitivity to smells is called osmophobia, and it's a very real trigger. It's not just perfume. It could be cleaning products, gasoline, or even strong cooking odors. Your sense of smell has a direct line to your brain's pain and emotion centers. In a migraine-prone brain, which is already in a state of high alert, a strong smell can be an assault, overstimulating these pathways and kicking off the migraine process. The strategy is to become a scent detective. Choose fragrance-free products when you can. If you know you'll be around strong smells, carrying a handkerchief with a drop of a scent you can tolerate, like peppermint oil, and holding it to your nose can be a lifesaver. Trigger number 3, the unpredictable weather. If you swear you can feel a storm coming in your head, you're probably not imagining it. Changes in weather, particularly a drop in barometric pressure that happens before a storm, are a major trigger for many. The leading theory is that this pressure change creates a small difference between the air outside and the pressure inside your sinuses, which can irritate the trigeminal nerve and start an attack. You can't control the weather, but you can prepare for it. If you see a big storm or pressure drop in the forecast, be extra careful with your other triggers. Make sure you're hydrated, stick to your sleep schedule, and manage your stress. On bright days, high-quality polarized sunglasses are your best friend. Trigger number 2, bright and flickering lights. Sensitivity to light, or photophobia, is a classic symptom during a migraine, but light can also be the thing that starts it. And it's not just strobe lights. It can be the flicker from office fluorescent lights, the glare from oncoming headlights, or the constant glow from your computer or phone screen. The visual processing center of a migraine-prone brain is often hyperexcitable. Bright or flickering light can overactivate it, setting off the chain reaction that leads to a migraine. Blue light from screens is known to be particularly tough. To fight back, manage your light. Use blue light filters on your devices or get glasses that block blue light. And use the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes you're on a screen, look at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds to let your eyes relax. Trigger number 1, the medication overuse cycle. And now for our number 1 hidden trigger, and it's perhaps the most important one to know about, the overuse of the very medications you take for relief. This is called a medication overuse or rebound headache. It happens like this. You get a headache, you take a painkiller, and it helps. Over time, you start taking them more and more often. Paradoxically, using these acute medications too frequently, more than 2 to 3 days a week, can make your brain more sensitive to pain. Your brain starts to expect the medicine, and you get a withdrawal headache when you don't take it, which leads you to take more medicine. It's a vicious cycle. A classic sign is waking up with a headache nearly every morning. If you are needing to treat headaches more than 10 days a month, that is a critical signal that you need to speak to your doctor. The solution isn't to just suffer, it's to shift your focus to preventive treatment. There are excellent preventive options that can reduce how often you get headaches in the first place. I want to touch on one final very important point. Managing these triggers isn't just about preventing pain, it's about protecting your long-term health. We know there is a clear link between migraine, especially migraine with aura, and a higher risk of vascular problems like stroke. This just reinforces that migraine is a neurovascular disease. The same systems involved in a migraine, your blood vessels and nervous system, are also key to your heart and brain health. Think about the triggers we just discussed. Poor sleep, stress, dehydration. These don't just provoke migraines. They also negatively affect your blood pressure and blood vessel health. So, by making these changes, stabilizing your sleep, managing stress, staying hydrated, you are not just gaining control over your migraines. You are actively investing in your long-term health. Let's sum it up. Living with migraine can feel relentless, but you have more power than you think. Prevention is possible. By understanding these hidden triggers, you can start to identify your personal patterns. Start by keeping a simple diary. Track your sleep, meals, stress, and potential triggers. This knowledge is your first prescription. What's the most surprising trigger you've discovered for your own migraines? Share it in the comments below. Your experience could be the missing piece of the puzzle for someone else. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing. It helps us grow and helps more people get the right information when they need it most. Remember, this information is for educational purposes and is not a substitute for medical advice from your own doctor. Please discuss any new strategies with them. Thank you for watching. Take control, be proactive, and know there is hope for a life with fewer migraines.